Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from right now. This is Mayegun live. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Please let me know if the audio is acting up, and then I can fix that before we get fully into it, please. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary, bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary, thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today. Godfatherism. The sound is okay. Now share the broadcast, okay? Invite those that needs to be here. Read the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast, and at the same time, maybe you should get ready because I'm going to take calls tonight. Yes. Thank you. Lórí Facebook. Thank you very much. Yes, if you have read the caption of the broadcast, I think, and if you have actually shared the broadcast itself, like it, which is your offering, then we can get started. Just yesterday, the news broke that one of Tinubu's allies in northern Nigeria, that they actually trusted her so much that she became a member of their presidential campaign council from northern Nigeria. But there have been rumors that a lot of them are just biding their time until when majority of them will actually switch side to where they belong, northern Nigeria. Talking about those in APC. There have been that rumor anyway. But let me say something quickly before we get fully into this. That all of these are happening. People either, people either deceiving Kolu or taking his money, or he's so weak that he's not trusted this or that, he can't win, and all of those things, right? After everything you think you know, there's something you should never forget, and that is, don't get carried away in your own imagination, so to say. In everything you think or thinking, do not ever underrate Tinubu. Do you hear that? I have to say it and say his name clearly. Leave all the banters, leave all of the infraction, leave all of the failures and all of that you know are enough to sink them. Or in everything you do, as those who are participating in their charade election and all of that, in everything you do, don't ever underrate Tinubu. And I'll tell you more about that. However, the house is collapsing, and a lot of people, right, believe that except APC, Egbekegbe, self-destruct as they are currently doing, the strength of destroying them does not lie in the hand of majority of you who think you do. These are bloody, murderous rogues. except they destroy themselves as they are already currently doing, if they sustain that, then your job is half done. Don't ever, ever underrate Tinubu in anything they are planning or whatever they have planned or what they intend to do and every other thing. I just thought I should say that. However, this woman, her name is Naja'atu Bala. She was nominated to represent the women wing in the Presidential Campaign Council simply because of what they suspected to be her influence in northern Nigeria. It was allowed as one of those few, one of the few people allowed to get closer to Kolu. Majority of those who are pushing Kolu, they are not pushing Kolu because Kolu is going to be a best, it's going to fix Nigeria or it's coming to do anything. They are pushing Kolu the same way they push Bokwari. Bokwari will hand the title, Mr. President. The rest of them, the plutocrats and the criminals under him, they can just, hide under his wing. And what they have done in 7 years, nobody needs to tell you. That's exactly what those who are pushing Kolu, that's exactly what they're after too. It's their turn. Shop by shop. It is Tinubu's turn to shop. That is the message. So the few people that are allowed to get closer to him was that woman, Naja'atu. She was allowed to even visit him in London, where what has now come to the public was her own personal assessment of who is going to be their presidential candidate. Who is their presidential candidate and possibly their president. When she came back from London, right? She automatically just withdrew to her own shell. But guess what? For those of you who are deceiving yourselves that there is a difference between APC, Egbekegbe, or people destroying people, every day they prove to you that they are not different. Yeah? They are called CSM's twins or so. No difference between them. Some of those who are in APC, Egbekegbe today, as governor, as senator, as reps, so majority of them, if you don't know, from northern Nigeria, they come from Atifku's political academy. Yes, they do. And it seems that they are beginning to withdraw back. And I'll tell you something. Apart from other things that she said she saw to raise alarm, which I'm going to talk about, there's also something that she said in that video that she spoke in Hausa. When she returned back, she said that she asked Tinubu that, what is your plan for the northern Nigeria? And Tinubu told him, nothing. That's what she said. Bokwari, APC, Egbekegbe, with Bokwari, a Fulani from northern Nigeria, 8 solid years that he has managed to show to everybody. He touched the, what do you call it? The divisive boundary, the border between us. He managed to widen that. And today, Nigeria is tearing apart. Northernization, Fulanization, Islamization. What have they not done? The only thing they haven't done is to turn the rest of southern Nigeria to the what? To the officials to G of northern Nigeria by picking up whatever they're doing. That's the only thing they haven't done. These criminals, right? However, she was asking Kolu, what is his plan for northern Nigeria? And Kolu told him, point blank, no blinking. Nothing. That was the man she said to herself. Kolu and then his team, they are going to be just same thing that Bokwari is. It is going to be purely about Yoruba. That's her conclusion. As you have the Fulanized government of Nigeria, FGN, instead of federal, you have Fulani government of Nigeria under this Bokwari. So you're going to have a YGN. That's our conclusion. This is going to be the turn of the Yorubas. Definitely, this is not good for us. So she pulled out, but she didn't just pull out. She decided to tell people other things that she saw. Now, listen, she spoke in Hausa. However, people have given us the interpretation of what she said. And I'm going to read that, which is going to be the interpretation, okay? Afterward, I will add my own point to it. Let me go look for it. When she returned from London and decided to join Atifku, finally, she said, or should I say she warned all of you, just same thing we have been saying, the same thing they have been hiding and keeping. She was like gobsmacked, like, oh my God, this thing is really this bad? So everything we are hearing and all, so it's, I'm coming to that. I'll give you the meaning. First, listen.
To amma akwai ka'idoji da mu musulmi Allah ya dora mana akan maganar limanci ko shugabanci. Wanda kullum ina daɗa ganin cewar Tinubu ba zai iya ba. Ko ana so ko ba a so da iya ƙaryarka. Sai na kullum nake daɗa fahimtar ba sa so ire-ire na ma mu dinka ganewa. To amma mun riga mun gane tunda dai dole zai fita harkar campaign. An wayi gari ma sai a ce wai kakkai magana. Kawai in ka je ka ce mun gode shikenan a sa kiɗa ai rawa. To abin da ni nake faɗa shine ka gani tun farko abin da isa ma na yi roƙo na ya dinka yi in the name of Allah. Dan Allah ki yi haƙuri ki zo mai tafiyan nan. To ba na so in nuna mutakabbiranci. Ba na so sai tun farko sai na ce musu ba zan yi ba. Ya dinka roƙo na dan Allah dan Annabi. To tun da aka ce dan Allah dan Annabi ya zan ce ba zan je ba. To na je na ga abin ya saba wa dokar Allah, na ga cewar in na ci gaba da zama zan zalunci al'ummar ba ma na arewa gaba ɗaya ba na ƙasar baki ɗaya. Abin da suke so su kawai Tinubu ya shugabanci, in yayi shugabanci su ya danne musu kan maciji su ta wasa da wutsiya.
Amma ga yadda ake ganin shi ya fito da tsare-tsare ya kawo matasa masu
tsare-tsare mutumin da ko magana yanzu mutumin da ko magana ya maka ita sakit ba zai iya ba. Wannan dan me yasa zamu dinga kan mu ƙarya? Zaharadi ya zamu dinga kan mu ƙarya. Ka gani idan akan Buhari
Ka gani ko is the, do you understand? Don't worry yourself, I'll give you the meaning later. There's another part too. This one.
A cikin 'yan takarkarin, kaga misali, ni na ɗau Atiku a matsayin ɗan takara na shugaban ƙasa, ba na Tinubu. Na ɗau Binani a APC a matsayin 'yan takara ta gwamna ta Adamawa. Na ɗau Abba Gida Abba Kabir Yusuf, NNPP a Kano a matsayin ɗan takara ta na gwamna. Tinubu ya yi min waya da daddare. Ya ce min, gashi yana Ingila ya ji an ce na ƙi karɓan abin nan ɗinsa. Na ce ƙwarai don baka faɗa min me za ka yi wa Arewa ba. Sai ya ce don Allah in zo in same shi a Ingila. Na tashi washe gari na tafi Ingila. Muka je muka zauna da shi awon mu biyu tare da shi. A wannan awa biyun tambayar farko da na yi masa shine me za ka yi wa Arewa? Me ka tanadan mana? Sai ya ce min ba komai, bai tanadi komai ba. Na ce baka tanadi komai ba, kana nufin ka ce za ka yi takarar shugaban ƙasa ba ka da tsari blueprint na abin da za ka yi wa al'umma? Ya ce bai yi ba. Na ce me isa? Ya ce wai shi ba zai yi blueprint ba sai ya ci zaɓe.
Akwai wani gidan rediyo a Najeriya haka da na saurara na ji shi.
Now let me save you the stress, okay? You probably, give me a sec, one moment.
My name is...
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, This one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please forget it.
It doesn't read anything because it's unwell. Okay. Now, what that Ajia APC Egbekegbe from northern Nigeria, what she was saying was that when she went to London to see Kolu, when they met in London, according to her, she said, in Koto, said, where is it? Ashiwaju that I sat with for 2 hours, he slept most of the time. It was Bisi Akonde that I was really talking to. Most importantly, he is not only physically unfit, he is mentally unfit, whether we want it or not. This is the truth. But when you talk to the leadership of over 200, when you talk of the leadership of over 200 million people, you know that if you remove tribal sentiment, you know that he is incapable. Those that will rule are those around him. This is the reality. He is mentally deranged. I said it. Right? Also, she said, I sat with him for 2 hours in London. When you talk of green, it will give you an answer of red. He can't even decipher. He has a very serious dementia. I believe he has Alzheimer's because he cannot even hold a cup of tea. That is the woman in the middle who met with Kolu in London just around about July. And immediately she left them, which is a big blow. She could have left her quietly, but she didn't. She quickly joined Atifku. And you can see how happy Keneri Dino look. So she's back home. Now, what people are saying is that most of these people, they know what Bokwari has done. And even within themselves, they don't trust themselves. The stranger bedfellows. Look at your screen, right? This is the full content of what she said. You too can read that. He said, Ashiwaju that I sat with her for 2 hours. He slept most of the time. It was Bisi Akonde that I was really talking to. Most importantly, he is not only physically unfit, he is mentally unfit, whether we want it or not. This is the truth. It's not that I hate him. I respect him because I have heard of 1 or 2 people that he assisted, which is good. But when you talk of leadership of 200 million people, you know that if you remove tribal sentiment, you know that he is incapable. Those that will rule are those around him. This is the reality. He is mentally deranged. I said it. I sat with him for 2 hours in London. When you talk of green, it will give you an answer of red. He can't even decipher. He has very serious dementia. I believe he has Alzheimer's because he cannot even hold a cup of tea. That is that shaking hand there. If you remove tribal sentiment, if you remove the Lagos Ibadan press, if Tinubu were not a Yoruba man, he will not dare contest election because they will crucify him. But people are all there to defend him because he is Yoruba, he is Egbe Omo Duduwa over everything else. I was in the campaign for Yola, and we had to beg them to take the mic from him. Everything about Tinubu is based on lies. Imagine he is an Hausa man. Will he contest elections with all this gbese on top of him? In this campaign, nobody should talk of corruption because they are corruption personified. Shh. How did they do it? They say, shh. Let's say that one enter. That one enter. She's saying the truth, but she's already moved on to another garbage. I've been a baggage, whichever one you want to call him. Atifku, which she believes will have the interest of the northern Nigeria in this country, or else the moment Bokwari is no longer there, You see this elite from northern Nigeria using the north of Nigeria to bargain and control power in Nigeria, looting, and all those impunity that has, torn Nigeria apart, yeah? They cannot live a minute outside their power. Let me tell you something. If you go to NNPC, you will think it's actually that it's not Nigeria, Nigeria, what do they call it? Nigeria National Petroleum Company, Abi Corporation, NNPC. You will see that it's Northern Nigeria Petroleum Corporation. If you go to the immigration, it is not Nigerian immigration, or what do they call it? Nigeria Immigration Service. No, it is Northern Immigration Service. They have, populated every ministry, department, parastatal, everywhere is northernized. And guess what? Southerners are now kind of, in the last 7 years, elitists, hungry slaves, they claim to be elite too. For them to have a share of the pie from Abuja under APC, where they are eating crumbs and they are throwing their people under the bus for this murderous APC, wherever they are showing up, in order to be able to qualify to be among those on the table eating, they have, some of them decided to convert to Muslim. Some of them decided to change their name to some Usmanu and all those things, right? Some of them decided to start dressing like a northerner. We were seeing all of it. Now it's coming to an end. Abi, is it not coming to an end? I think it is. So if they have to survive, it's like a fish. How can a fish survive outside water? Because now it be like say Bokwari don't teach everybody that if you get there, you do one Nigeria. Now your photo, so last, it's going to the Golgotha. You Golgotha. I'll tell you later. So she jumped in and said, well, we need to fight for this. And as it is in northern Nigeria, she says something about the embarrassing, all these embarrassing outbursts and the statements during campaigns. They had to beg them to take the microphone from him in Jigawa. In Yola, rather. In Yola. Meanwhile, in Jigawa, the same people they gave 1,000 naira to 500 naira to, immediately they were done in Jigawa. Look at what these people were doing. They were displaying Pampers. These are adult Pampers. These are the same people that they mobilized for Tinubu in Jigawa. They paid them. They shouted, Tinubu, side this, side that. However, is a joke in the north. I'm telling you, Tinubu is a pure joke. But like I said from the beginning, all of this does not give you or validate that they can't rig him in or they can't declare him the winner of your election next month. So don't think, hey, don't finish. No. Don't live in that. I don't want you to live in that fool's paradise. So we are talking about Nigeria. In a decent place, in a decent country. Tinubu won't even be campaigning to be anything in Nigeria. But it is Nigeria. What you want to do? In a state that is among the poorest states in Nigeria, Katsina. That is where Bokwari comes from. Look at this memo. Everywhere you see APC, Egbekegbe rally, or people destroying people rally, and you realize that they are the one controlling that government of that state, as they are billing Tinubu for money, they are also dipping their hands in the covers of their state in the name of welcoming Tinubu's campaign, organizing this and that. You see where the money is coming from. If they bill Katsina State for 500 million naira to welcome Tinubu, that will not say anything meaningful, then just, what do you call it? Just imagine how miserable you are to be collecting 1,000 naira from them in order to go and be in the sun. Abi, 500 million naira to host Tinubu on the 26th, what do you call it? 26th and 27th, where they are going to do the same show off and all of that. Sure you get? So they are all cashing out and majority of you are the pawn. But anyway, talking about Tinubu, to stop disgracing them. Well, in Bauchi today, that's what happened. They were in Bauchi today. So in Bauchi, Bokwari went with him. in order to boost, you know what I mean? Because they have been staying away. Have you not noticed? Bokwari's ministers have been staying away. Pastor Ruga has been staying away. Bokwari himself has been staying away. A lot of them have been like moving away. It's been Kolu and Kolu himself. And that's why they believe that they are deceiving him. They are just taking his money and the rest of that. Kolu relies on Bokwari, that Bokwari is going to give him that power of incumbency. Sure, you get the one that controls the military, controls the police, controls the machine that all of you are going to use for your election and the rest of that. But it seems that the body language of Bokwari is like, may everybody go fight. Their fight. You know, won't be part of the whole thing. Do you get that now? That is what seems to be the body odor of Bokwari. However, in Bauchi today, they were in Bauchi, and guess what? Igi Haga Igi Bokwari, Tinubu, he didn't utter a word. And I think that's pretty much better, isn't it? Than for him to drop the lamba and for 3-4 days, content creators on social media, they will be feasting on them. A sick man. I'm coming back to that Ajia message again, and I will treat them one after the other, and then we'll relate them back to what you know already. And you think you can blackmail people to stop saying them? No, you can't. Hang on. Let's go to that Bauchi. Last night, they were preparing to welcome Kolu. All this effort, no single word. Bokwari no say a word. Tinubu no say a word. The Igi Haga Igi, Azima demented the boy Tinubu. He shook there, and he walked away. Unwell. But look at the effort from last night.
That's how you do that. Yes, yes.
That's them. They were getting ready for Kolu to come and give his motivational speech there. In fact, since Bokwari is also coming, maybe, it has to be so special and all of that, so that the people can say, they can shout, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, Sai Baba, it's APC, 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 top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, and they walk away. And then, because they know that all of that are just for show off. Okay? Even though people are now saying that the KKK states, the 3 Kardashian states, Kano, Kasina, and Kaduna, where they always mull up all those fake numbers, to dump them for Bokwari and all that. They are saying that all those areas are now under threat. I'll believe it when I see it. But let's go back to that Bauchi, when everybody started coming, including Bokwari. And after, look at all of them, old relics. But I don't understand the kind of thing they have done to you. Sure, you get. Like, I'm talking to you. No, not you, not you. You are too old, and you are part of the mess, and you will love the mess to remain. Okay, I'm talking to this young boy, this young man watching me, yeah, including you, this young lady. Did you see the image of all those old men? Right? Those are the old men that are saying that they will plan the future that you are supposed to be featuring in, but they won't feature in that future. But you are not part of that, and you believe them. Those relics. If you continue to believe those criminals, those old criminals like that they will change your world or change your life or make this Nigeria better as they are telling you, Baba or brother, look at your uncle. Show uncle. Show auntie. Look at them. Would you like your life to end up like theirs? No? Yeah? Okay. Let the answer be what you think it is. So Kolu and Bokwari, they walked into the waiting the Buhari idiots, the humbled slaves, and those who are there to massage their egos, their murderous egos. Let's take a walk. Tiffany, well, give me your hand. Let's go.
All right, I just have a minute.
I don't think that one is clearer enough. Now, let's check this. And he said, let's take a walk. Well, hang on. That's the extra one to mix them. However, back into the, well, when they finally got up, I think when they finally got up, and people were expecting a Kolu to say something, right? No, there's nothing to say. That's it. 21 seconds. That's all they spent there. Except for those who are shouting. And then somehow, yeah, people started hearing this. Let me see if I still have Then back on that stage, yeah, I have a clip where they are just waving to all of them. Yeah. Jagaba, Jagaba, Shine, Gaba. The same music, oh, that same music is the one that you see all those northern kids making video on TikTok where they are like tumbling and all, you know what I mean? Jagaba, Shide, Gaba, Jagaba, Jagaba. I think there's another part anyway. Look at this one, I think.
Expensive da MC Tagwaye muna so mu tabbatar wa bakinmu cewa jihar Bauchi ta Baba Buhari ne. Mun zaɓe shi a 2003, 2007, 2011. Mun yi uwar watsi da su a 2015 muka ce sai Baba. 2019 muka kawo shugaban ƙasa Muhammadu Buhari. In Allah ya so, in Allah ya yarda a
'That's all they want to hear. When they, he had no message for them for 3 months now. Nigerians have been like subjected to the hardship of fuel scarcity, expensive, and they dare not come out and say they want to protest or they want to fight it. So in that same thing, they were campaigning. And here is something, APC, Egbekegbe's failure is so obvious that even when APC want to campaign, they would have to be campaigning against themselves. Like when Kolu is talking, you would think Kolu is a candidate of a party that is challenging the ruling party, not knowing that he is actually the candidate of the ruling party. So you can't mount their podium, okay? It's either you're going to have to lie, or if you have to tell the truth, then you have to be condemning Bokwari's failed government. So it is so contradictory that the only thing that will ever make APC to declare themselves a winner in any election in Nigeria is by rigging only. Rigging. Take it to the bank. And rigging is not just about stealing ballot and all of that, it has advanced. Buying your vote with so much money that they do have anyway is rigging. Paying people to infiltrate your INEC to stop some of you from ever accessing your voter's card is rigging, even before election. Printing their own ballot papers, that is replica of the INEC ballot paper, and making sure that all your machines that are supposed to track your vote and all of them are never going to be functional or ever used. These are the riggings before your election. These are the capacity. These are the only thing. Creating chaos and tell people, and make sure that people are stopped from coming out. These are riggings that have nothing to do with voting alone. And all of this, they are the only people who have the capacity. That's the only way they can actually get by anything. Where they get the mind from? Have you ever asked yourself that, Baba, you only be you way your head be like coconut head, eh? Have you ever asked yourself that, waiting exactly they give APC a courage to even ask anybody and say, follow us, like right now? Have you ever asked yourself, now because say it is Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Banyo people, here you get, But we'll get to that part too. However, like I said, you pay us, we gather. You pay us, we gather. But in the same Bauchi, Tinubu, I'm there. Bokwari left Bauchi, left Tinubu there. I'm not sure, say, they don't start the plane. Tinubu said plane. Before these boys, we just collected money. They shout, Sai Baba. They can't change them for everybody on that same street. In that same Bauchi. Igboro ti daru. And I think that actually started right at the venue, even when Bokwari and Tinubu were there, and somebody was shouting APC, APC. And the same people where them pay, come their show, they shout at Tifku. I mean, let me see if I have the clip. It must be this one.
All right, I just have a minute. APC Nigeria. Bauchi. Ina son mutum yana gaisuwa da abin da ake yana. Bauchi. Bauchi.
Close your eyes, let us pray. Which kind of business be this? This is APC. No mix up now. This is APC. You say, where they say APC, they say Bauchi, say Jagaban. Which one is say Atiku? Now they won't show you that on their TV. You won't read that in their newspaper. You will see it on Mayegun's Diary Politico. But remember, for everything you see on Mayegun's Diary Politico, they are just to give you the better understanding of how effed up Nigeria politics is, Nigeria politics is, as well as the Nigerian people and the politicians as well, for you to have a clearer understanding. And what is that force that rule that fiefdom? Greed. Created by, greed, selfishness, poverty, and on and on and on. It is a mad asylum created by mad people that they love to call leaders. That's them. Pastor Dubuye said, you pay us, we gather. Another person pay us, we gather. At some point, they will probably just mix them all together. But this one seems to know what they are doing, because immediately after that program, right, they went on the streets. The job is done, and the people who came here are gone. This is northern Nigeria, and that will take us back to that Ajia Naja'atu's message before we go on to the other things. They left that place after collecting them, or maybe they don't collect the money. I don't know what happened. Same guys went out to start destroying the same banners, billboard, everything they put up to welcome Bokwari into Bauchi. And immediately after that, like I said, Bokwari left there for Lagos, where they are putting together a mini party, elite party, to celebrate Lekki, what's it called? Lekki Port, Lekki Free Port or Lekki Port or something, right? Built by the Lagos State government. By the end of the day, you realize that is owned by one of the subsidiaries of Bokwari's proxies. I'm sorry, Tinubu's proxies, but Doesn't matter. He landed in Lagos just a moment after leaving Bauchi without saying a word. Just walk around the stadium and wave to them, listen to Sai Baba for 100,000 times, and then he walks out and say, well, Tinubu, you're on your own. I'm gone. Yeah, while Jaga Banditi, Jaga Addicti, the Jaga Pupu was there in Bauchi figuring it out, or probably asking them, where are you taking me next? Where are we going next? Baba will tell you, enter car. Oh yeah, push them. Oh yeah, load them inside the plane. Is it there? Settle there. Now we'll go talk to you when we are out of this place, before they begin to tear this aeroplane apart. Meanwhile, in Lagos, Ade Geto, Governor Point and Kill, that's Ade Pointer, Sonweku, was on ground, including dubious Dapo. You saw them on that Makabi to walk Tinubu. To walk Bokwari down the red carpet, to go and cut the tape of the uncompleted project. That's the uncompleted blue line that they are posting the picture everywhere. It's still uncompleted, but they will celebrate that. So, and that was what Bokwari was doing in Lagos. However, after that, the man left for Dakar, Senegal. But here is Ade Geto, Ade Pointer, the Governor Point and Kill of Lagos.
Come on.
Sure. That's what they want. Just the allure, the luxury, you know what I mean? The pleasure of being called Mr. Governor, Mr. President. That's all they want. That guy is the president of Nigeria. That is your president. You see him now, whenever he appears anywhere, it's just like bidding his time to what? Maybe like, I can't wait to get out of here. You are on your own. And it's just there now ceremonially, enjoying the life, and while you are going through hell and queuing again to bring this calamity upon yourself. Just remember, don't turn around and start saying that I ain't shemio. Let's go back to Naja'atu. We know that the greedy ones, you see, when Bokwari decided that he wants to be president of Nigeria, I'll tell you that story. It was the conglomeration of greedy, selfish criminals in Nigeria. They have names. I'll tell you some of them, and they are known to all of you. They are no longer together in their battle of saying who is going to take the lead. Afterward, they will be together while you continue to suffer under the new ones they probably arranged for you. But listen, in 2014, 2015, the criminals in Nigeria were able to latch on the failure of Goodluck Ebere Jonathan. That was the then president of Nigeria. Oh, he was too soft. He couldn't undo the big country like Nigeria. Yes, you know, look at how the Boko Haram and all of that stuff. Oh, they was too corrupt. They are just looting and all of that. Ah, this is heartless government. Can you believe that this government just increased the fuel price? Oh my God, this government just charged people for a job and they put all of them in a stadium. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Nigeria is finished if nothing is done. Breaking news. 270 school girls have been kidnapped. Oh my God, I've never, that was the life then in 2014. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, God. Nigeria is, In that chaotic situation, the criminals behind all of the chaos, they offered themselves as the messiahs for the brutalized, psychologically abused, physically, psychologically abused Nigerians. And he played well. Young people latched on that. And these rogues came together to offer a better life that will never happen. What are their names? Atifku from Jada, Abina Jega, wherever. Saraki from Ilorin. Dino Keneri Melaye from Kogi. Bokwari Mumumadu from Daura. Shongolere from Iragbiji, aka Bola Tifnumbu. Who else should I remember? Remember that is part of them. Anyway, the Shah came together that they wanted to rescue Nigeria from the hands of a weak and corrupt Jonathan. We raised the alarm that thieves don't come together to rescue anybody. Murderers don't come together to rescue anybody. Chronic tribalists don't come together to rescue anybody. Religious fanatics don't come together to rescue anybody. Look at all this mismatch of criminals and their track records. They are not coming to rescue you. They are coming to make your life a hell. Shut up your mouth, Mayegun. You are enemy of Nigeria. It was like a Kool-Aid. People were drinking it. They were drinking it so mad. It was really, really a thing. It was like a pandemic. That's how terrorists, thieves, rapists, genocidists, and on. That's how they became the change agents. It didn't take long before they, before they plunged Nigeria into what you are now witnessing today. Yeah, it didn't take long. And that's exactly why today, the people that condemned the terrorism in Borno are now telling you how to get used to terrorism across the entire Nigeria because it is no longer Borno anymore. The people that told you a weak president is the reasons why school children were kidnapped. Now you've had thousands of school children have been kidnapped in the last 7 years. You've got Bauchi, you've got you've got all this Kankara, you've got the Kaduna College of Art or so, where students were kidnapped for. You know what I mean? Now, kidnapping large number of people has now become a thing that Nigerians are no longer alarmed. That's the handiwork of APC. They made it to get used. It was so bad then. Now, what they came to do is to legalize everything that used to enrage you back then. Increasing price fuel. That's very satanic. Now it is no longer satanic, right? Because they have made it very much permanent that you can no longer complain or else you want to die. That Nigeria was in debt of over 13 trillion in 2015, and today Nigeria is in debt of over 60 trillion naira. That's not alarming. That's not biggie. That Nigeria used to save money in an account called the excess crude account that these criminals met. They met at $7.5 billion, only to live around maybe $1 million now. From billions to 1 million. But that's not bad. It's for the development. Now, on and on and on and on like that, to the point that the people that used the same Nigeria that used to prosecute the terrorists, we used to read the news and say this particular terror act that happened in so time, the perpetrators have been arrested and they are now going through the court. That became a thing of the past. Now, what you are now used to is that pardoning the terrorists without going to court because they have repented. Repentant terrorists. All of these were done most of the time when the sick Bokuwari is not even existing. It's not even like a sin. Then they created what they call the presidency. The presidency, garbage shehu, that one become your president from the presidency. Femi Okonu Adesina, that one also became the deputy presidency in Bokuwari's presidency, or what they call it. Now, it became a joke. And then what happened? Suddenly, overnight billionaires without any invention. People who have no businesses, they are now billionaires simply because they are associated with this corrupt criminal APC. I mean, in my life, I've never heard about relooting the returned loot until APC came. They relooted the returned loot right before your eyes. Nobody raised a wimp. That is what I said. They came to legalize corruption, legalize terrorism, legalize impunity, legalize the state-sponsored terrorism, legalize state-sponsored genocide, legalize state-sponsored profiling, legalize all things that are so wrong that used to get you angry. And all of these are done so conveniently after they unleash the most brutish civilian rule ever on you for the first time. In this right day and time, the government of Nigeria opened, they mobilized their military, their police. They were shooting people on the streets. And they have no remorse of that. So I'm just saying, what is motivating you right now, that after all you have seen right now, you are still there, playing the tribal card or religious card or this or that? I mean, they are so insensitive as well. As divided as they have made Nigeria, as impoverished as they have made Nigerians in the last 7 years, they are not actually like giving up. They are so confident to come to you and say, come on. So that's the part. So when Naja'atu met with Tinubu, she, you know me, I be from the southern Nigeria, here you get, and I am pissed that something like this, in a way, trapped my people in Nigeria to witness this. I am pissed. I am angry. And I am always angry every time I think about it, because it's like my people have no choice. They are not given any choice at all, that if they wanted this or not. Here you get. But to an average northerner, to hell with it, even if Bokuwari is dead, his dead body will complete his 8 years. That is how much an average northerner is being told to stand up and defend, even when that decision is making him or her poorer and poorer, and even their environment unsafe. He is made to believe that, listen, it is the loss of the entire Nigeria, not just us. Now everybody go suffer them, but it's our own. So if the father is our own, nothing, he must complete them. Do you get that? You are suffering. And they built it in your head that because he's a Muslim and he's from the northern Nigeria, it doesn't matter. Now that same ideology, that same mentality that has now moved Nigeria poverty index or poverty number from what we were told back there. They said the poor Nigerians back then were 88 million or more. You see, this is where, if you are supporting PDP, do you know that ordinarily, like naturally, go better for you? Do you know that? Okay, let me rephrase. That after what you know, the 16 years of destructive missed opportunities, that was made possible by the greedy, selfish people in that same people destroying people. Do you know that when they were handing over to APC, 88 million Nigerians were living in poverty? That's true. 88 million. 16 years. Okay. Now, in 7 years, APC, Egbekegbe, they added 53 to 54 million people to that poverty. Which means in 2015, at least 50 million of you were not living, or you are not in that basket of poverty. It may not be so rosy or so, you know what I mean? But in truth and in kind, a lot of you can look back today and see what Nigeria has taken away from you, what APC has taken away from you in the last 7 years, your jobs, your investment, your business, Abi, your savings, and so many other things that Nigeria has taken away from you. Now, these are the things that has increased the poverty number of Nigeria from 88 million to 133 to 34 million. That's about 140 million poor Nigerians. So in 16 years, and people destroying people, they were able to create 88 million poor Nigerians. Between 2015 and 2022, APC, Egbekegbe, has managed to create another 50 million. And today, you have about 140 million. So in 7 years, by the time, in 8 years, okay, in 8 years, maybe they will create 60 million. Yeah, it's almost 8 years anyway, 60 million. So in 16 years, they will create 120 million. And the pointers are there. They have used your future to borrow money right now. That generations, 5th generation, 99 years payment plan for your loan. That's exactly what they have done in 7 years. So now, let me rephrase what I said earlier, right? That after you have seen what APC, Egbekegbe, have done, and in your mind, people destroying people, right, to save Nigeria are your choice, sure you know that it no go better for you, or it no suppose better for you. Same way, no supposed better for anybody that is using any religious or tribal whatever to blackmail anybody because of Kolu. A sick man in a sick country. Haven't you learned something? Okay. Naja'atu, elite that benefited from a rotten system, celebrated Bokwari, and they kept quiet for 8 years. Now, what the rest of you endured for 8 years under the sick Bokwari, the northern Nigeria will not take a bit of it. They don't want to take a tiny bit of it now. Do you now see where Nigeria is not for you? How many times will they tell you?
How many times will they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. I am mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
You are a mumu man. Are you paying attention to what I'm trying to bring together here? That Ajia, that the northern Nigeria, why they are fleecing Nigeria, looting Nigeria, bankrupting Nigeria, killing Nigerians, making a hell of money from destroying Nigeria, because they are so close to the seat of the looting, is coming to an end. Like fish out of water. What are they going to do if the interest of the North? And when they say interest of the North, if you are a northerner watching me, you better don't deceive yourself. When criminals are saying I'm fighting for the interest of the North, you know they are not fighting for any interest from you, not your interest. They are fighting for the interest of the elite, greedy, selfish northerners that are holding Nigeria to ransom, including northern Nigeria. So don't be deceived. But if you have already been deceived, I understand. Okay, I'm doing my best to help you. All right. To what's it called that thing again? Like when you say you want to, I don't want to say decommission you, because that would mean I will have to tear you apart. I don't want to say detoxicate you. Maybe detoxication is fine, because that thing is inside. with the right word, with the truth word, with the honest word, with the right information, we can actually filter. I can filter your system. Yeah, I think I can. I can filter your system of the toxic nonsense they have fed you. Northern Nigeria, I'm a northerner. I'm a southerner, I'm a Yoruba man. I will always stand for my own man. Papa won't turn any now. You don't know. It's a lie. The elite use those buzzwords just to make you feel like you belong, you are among. They just use you. Out of the 62 years of Nigeria independence, Northern Nigeria has ruled Nigeria for over 47, 48 years. Remove 48 from 62 or 63. Yeah, 63. Remove 48 from that. What do you get? 15 years. In fact, is it that much? Or go to the Northern Nigeria. The same criminal from the north, right? They are still using their people, right? As bait for power also, including unleashing terror on their people to prove that if they don't give them power, Nigeria will be this, Nigeria will be born, Abuja is next. And they make sure that they carried out that threat until they got that power. But go to the Northern Nigeria, they are destroying the same place as well with terrorism and others. But if they tell you that the Boko Haram is representing the interest of the North, yeah, you are on Torah and you want to
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo still alone show. I check on the way what you will. You want to know, you pack by the let on Bible to the Ojet Bess and better people going to go with our veg Kotera, going to buy your bill. I will yarn. Bible, but not very much. Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù kí ni Jésù lò àfẹ́ rí lólo ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
I just thought I should tell you. Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba from the north. Don't get played by a crook that use buzzword because they come from your tribe or north. See, when it comes to Nigeria, Baba, it is a scam show. And if you don't see it as that, Baba, you are the pawn. You know, when they want to sacrifice, when they want to save the king, they sacrifice the pawn. You say, yeah, take the pawn. If you sacrifice many pawns to save the queen, Abi, if you don't see that it is a scam show, when they come around and start throwing that thing around, I'm a Yoruba, I'm a Muslim, I'm a this or that, Baba, iwoma dirao. If you don't see it, it is because you are the pawn. Now you then the scam. No wala. Meanwhile, there is an addition. I told you I'm going to take calls. Okay, let's go to let's go to